Although young Sheldon's Georgie and Mandy spinoff has a major obstacle to overcome, the Big Bang Theory prequel was perfectly set up in Season 7, Episode 10. Young Sheldon's entire cast of characters is lovable. However, Montana Jordan's well-meaning Georgie and his love interest, Emily Osmond's Mandy, have proven particularly popular with viewers. The duo will soon get a spin-off of their own, with Georgie and Mandy's first marriage following the trials and tribulations of their journey into matrimony and parenthood. Anyone who remembers their Big Bang Theory lore will know there is an inbuilt issue with this premise. After the March Madness delay, CBS aired episodes 11 and 12 of their first consecutive series of back-to-back episodes. It's reasonable to conclude that episode 11 may marked the final humorous episode of the prequel sitcom. However, what occurred prior to the shocking cliffhanger in episode 12? However, in Young Sheldon Season 7, Episode 11, it appears that George is concealing a significant secret from Mary. In episode 11, it is revealed that Sheldon has just 43 days left before starting his academic career at CCA. And everyone is eagerly awaiting his departure. Even so, Sheldon wants his time at East Texas Tech to have been meaningful enough to write about bringing a new curriculum to President Hamer that aligns with his experiences. In Germany, Hamer informs him that the physics faculty is already providing excellent instruction for students and that she is unable to put this into practice, but without alerting the together Sturgis and Link clutter. Approach Sheldon in an attempt to understand a novel application of string theory that Sheldon has picked up abroad. Angry at not being able to understand this novel theory, the two ponder how they turn into the old jokers that their fellow science students used to make fun of them. Me says that Sturgis and Linkletter need patience, as Sheldon keeps hanging up when he seeks her for advice on how to teach an old dog new things. Reassured that seeking assistance is not a negative thing, the science professors go back to Sheldon's makeshift classroom and eventually begin to make things right. Mary takes his shine to Manny and Georgie and offers to watch the couple when they go out for the evening, while Missy and Sheldon are too busy living their own life. While Missy assumes he must have fallen when she returns home and sees them there, Mary encourages George to spend time with his granddaughter by getting on the floor. Mary is hesitant to give CSFAC when Georgie and Mandy get home later, confessing to George that she misses having a baby in the house. Terrified George to talk Mary out of having any ideas. Upon George's return from work, he discovers that Mary has retrieved all of their old scrapbooks, bringing back memories of the children's early years. Although Mary and George shouldn't attempt for a child, she makes sense that she wishes she could go back in time and states that if there was an accident, it would be a happy one. George is frightened because Mary's baby fever is the focus of the most recent episode. George tells Coach Wayne and Principal Tom what Mary said in the pub, and they tell him about one of their old co-workers who had a baby later in age, calling him a zombie when the possibility of a vasectomy is brought up. George is first to Paul B, but George's curiosity gets the better of him, and he ends himself at the clinic, where a spot opens up right away. Since a patient is too afraid after the surgery, George phones Wayne, who believes George is insane, to get a ride home. George responds that he won't tell Mary what's happened when Wayne asks what she thinks, claiming to have hurt his groin during practice. George hobbles about the house with a pack of frozen peas back at home. Mary chuckles at her previous baby fever, claiming that she didn't know what she was thinking when she assumed they could rear another child after seeing George in pain. Young Sheldon Season 7 Episode 12 offers George a chance that could revolutionize his life, even if Sheldon's education is now undergoing the most upheaval. George receives a call to his office from the Medford principal, alerting him to a fresh job offer. Rice University has submitted George for the position of college football coach. Mary tells George he must accept it. Once they discuss it, the two invite the family to dinner and break the news that George, Mary, and Missy would be relocating to Houston, the other side of the state. Mandy is upset that she won't have as many options for babysitting, but Missy is excited about the prospect of being a new girl. Sheldon is the most affected, finding it difficult to accept that his bedroom will no longer exist. George shares with him that he feels the same way about rice as Sheldon does about founding tech, noting that playing college football would be a dream come true. Sheldon chooses to spend his last days remembering Medford exactly the way he once had left, including a final trip to King Kong Comics. However, when George tells Sheldon they are moving, he tries to take matters into his own hands, meeting up with Tam in their childhood lunchtime spot in the library. Sheldon unloads all of his issues onto Tam, not stopping to hear that Tam is seeing a girl and wants to ask her to marry him. Sheldon asks MMA George and Mandy to purchase the house from George and Mary in an attempt to keep his childhood bedroom at home, but they both turn him down for different reasons, despite the fact that the newlyweds lack the funds to purchase a home. Mima has come to enjoy living with Dale to avoid her. Sheldon checks his bedroom for radioactive activity when a realtor comes to appraise the house. Young Sheldon Season 7 Episode 12 will feature a family photo shoot for the Cooper family before the kids part ways, with a directive to reunite at home at 4 p.m., wearing their matching costumes. When George leaves for work that morning, he offers Missy a lift to school, but she turns him down. George sighs in response to Mary reminding him of the meeting time. Except for George, the whole family is waiting in the living room at 400 p.m. wearing white shirts and jeans. Mandy and Georgie leave the room as Mary informs her she has enough time to change seats because they're waiting for him. When Mary answers the door, Coach Wayne and Principal Tom inform her that George has had a heart attack at work and has passed away immediately. As Mary, Missy, and Mima start crying, Sheldon sits down in disbelief.